Alright, what's up guys? NinjaDeathStrike here, bringing you another Pokemon TCGO match. This match is from quite a while ago, from before I got sick, so I don't remember a whole lot about it, except that I make a really big misplay early, but I think it turned out to be a pretty good game other than that. So let's see what happens. I'm pretty much as much in the dark as you guys are, but maybe I'll start to remember a little more as the game progresses. But anyhow, as you can see, I'm playing Darkrai Hydreigon, and I do get to go first, which is great because my hand's not the best. Could have Junipered there, but didn't want to throw all this stuff away. It might have been a better choice, but I know there's no worry about him attacking me turn one, or hardly any. So I figured I could hang on to it for a turn, hang on to the hand for a turn and see what happens. Unfortunately, I get end into a much, much worse hand with no supporter and nowhere to go. And here's the big misplay right here. I evolve into Zweilous, and there's nothing for me to do. I think it would have been a lot better to just keep going for those deep growls, you know. Gives me one more flip to not get attacked now. If he Night Spears, I just lose. And there's no supporter, there's no chance of a Hydreigon, nothing. So I definitely would have been better off just keeping the Dino, going for the deep growls, and yeah, going that way. So nothing to do. Again, catch her up that other Darkrai, use Dragon Headbutt for 40, and end my turn. The Super Rod, not going to help me. And now he gets a Dark Energy, and there is a chance for him to attack this turn. It's an outside chance, but it could happen. If he gets a Dark Patch, and then another Dark Patch and an Energy Switch. So yeah, probably not going to happen, but you know, it could have. But if I don't draw something soon, I am going to lose. He gets a Dino down. He's got 2 energy now, so next turn it's not going to be very hard for him to get a Night Spear at all. And I need to get something going. So I do get a Skyla here. What I need to get is kind of tough. You know, there's not really any one trainer card that would have helped me there. I guess I could have gotten Ultra Ball and gotten Hydreigon, but that doesn't serve a whole lot of purpose, so I just get the Juniper, hoping I'm going to be able to survive for another turn. And what I do here is pretty questionable. I catch up this Dino and go for the Dragon Headbutt. And this is the big misplay I was talking about. You know, evolving the Zweilous was a little questionable, but here, definitely not the right play. I think even though I killed the Dino, I allow him to send up his Darkrai with 2 energy on it, and now the only thing he needs is an energy attachment, and I lose. And he had 6 cards in his hand, so had I left the other Darkrai there, it would have forced him to have either a Dark Patch and an energy, or an energy switch and some stuff. It just would have made it a little bit harder. Now, luckily, he doesn't get the energy somehow. He whiffs, which saves me, and I get an Ultra Ball here. So I'm going to put this Darkrai down on my bench. You know, I'm safe from being benched now, and I get a pretty great hand. I miss a supporter again, but at least I've got stuff to do. I get my Hydreigon out. Darkrai is going to be able to get in here, Night Spear. I even have a Sableye if I need it, although I don't think I have a random receiver in my discard pile, so it's probably going to be more advantageous to Night Spear. I'm still in some trouble just with the Darkrai math right now because he has no Violet on his, and I don't have one on mine. It means that he can 2-hit KO me, while I'm going to have to take a 3-hit KO on him, so it's going to make it a little tougher. Luckily, though, I do have the option to Dragon Blast next turn if I want to do that. I move 1 energy up to Darkrai here. I'm going to leave the rest on Hydreigon, though. It does seem like the safest option at the moment. And then I grab my Sigilif as well. Since he only has Darkrai's right now, it seems like it might be a good idea to grab Sigilif just in case I need to stall. Even though Sigilif isn't going to do much damage against Darkrai's, it is going to wall for days. And that's something that it looks like I'm probably going to need because I have one card in my hand and no supporters again. So just go ahead and Night Spear here, get some damage down, and then next turn I can go into Sigilif and start using Psychic. Might have been a good idea to attack with Sigilif that turn, but it didn't really occur to me until it was too late and I had already used the retreat for the turn to get Darkrai up there. So anyhow, that's something that could have happened. But at least I've semi-stabilized now. I'm still definitely not ahead, but I have a pretty good board position. I do have a Hydreigon out. Because I was able to take out his Dino, he doesn't, so even though that was a really dumb play, it turns out to work here. Like I said, it was definitely the wrong play, but it just happened to work. And so it does give me an advantage now. So he's going to decide to catch her, take out Sableye, just to get a prize. I guess that's understandable. If I were him, I might have considered going for the Night Spear on the Darkrai, just because now I have the advantage. I essentially got a free Night Spear because he didn't attack me back. And so without his Hydreigon, I'm going to be able to just whittle down this Darkrai and eventually take it out. It also gives me the option to Dragon Blast this turn, which I hope is something I do. Again, he doesn't have Hydreigon, and Dragon Blasting this thing would take all of his energy off the board, which would be fantastic. But I'm just going to Night Spear. Okay, then. Maybe that's enough to kill it. Let's see. I didn't catch how much damage. No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, definitely should have Dragon Blasted there. Just remove that energy from the board. There is no threat of him getting a Hydreigon because, again, he hasn't gotten a Dino after that first one. But it still would have been the better play, I think. Looking at it now, I guess I didn't feel that way before. But I get End again, finally get some supporters. Those are always nice to see. I mean, I ought to hit them. I didn't have them for quite a while in the beginning, which means there's a bunch of them in there. And I actually have a second Hydreigon next turn, thanks to that Skyla. I can Skyla for a candy. He's going to catch her again, take a second prize, just a cheap prize on a Dino, which, again, I think is questionable. I understand his reasoning of just wanting to get prizes, but at the same time, he's letting my fully charged Darkrai just run rampant. Because he hasn't attacked it, I'm able to use that Max Potion to get the damage off of my other Hydreigon rather than using it on my Darkrai. And so now I have two fully powered Hydreigons, and he doesn't have any. So that's really good for me. And now things are just kind of turning around. He is in a lot of trouble. I'm going to send Sigilif up here just because I can take the KO with Psychic, and he's going to have a catcher to do anything next turn. He's already used two, and he doesn't have a Sableye out. So that's good for me. Yeah, you'll notice this deck, it's not my normal build. I was just trying out some other stuff. I have a Cresselia and double Sigilif, I think, in this build instead of Mewtwo and Shaman. I just wanted to try out a more tanky version of the deck to see how it works. I definitely like the Shaman build better, but this one was fun to mess around with. I still have not used Cresselia successfully. Seems like I just can't ever get it going, or it's just never the right choice for an attacker, so kind of explains why no one plays it, but I wanted to try it out. So he does put down a Dino, and then he Skylas for a rare candy, which is a dead giveaway that he's going to get a Hydreigon next turn. So if I can, I definitely want to target down that Dino, shut him down, keep him from getting the Hydreigon, and just keep his energy manipulation option out of the question. So again, I don't really need the Juniper at this point. I got another Skyla, which is going to be great. I have everything I need on the board, so I'm just going to Skyla for a catcher, pull out that Dino, and then kill it. I will have to send up a Darkrai here, since Psychic won't quite do enough. If that Dino had an energy on it, it would have been good, but it doesn't. So I'll just Night Spirit, which is fine. You know, I have no damage on my Darkrai. Not too worried about him going down, and I do have a second one on the bench as well. So I'm in pretty decent shape here. And I still have that Juniper next turn if I need it. I'm not sure how many max potions I've played. I think maybe 2. So there should be at least 1 left in there. Not entirely sure. But here we get a Night Spear for 90. Thanks to the Dark Claw, it adds 20 damage, which cancels out my Eviolite. And Dark Claw is really good right now, just for the way Darkrai math tends to work out. There's my Cresselia. I'm just going to chuck it in the discard pile. Sorry, Cresselia. And I do get my other max potion, so that's cool. It's going to let me max potion off this damage. I'm going to go ahead and retreat into the other Darkrai that doesn't have the Eviolite. The reason being, as long as the Dark Claw Darkrai is up there, Eviolite's not really doing anything, so I may as well attack with the one that doesn't, just in case something goes bad. I'd rather lose that one than the other one. Again, I could have gone the Sigilif route, but I didn't really see the point. I have a pretty commanding lead at this point, and I think just putting more damage on the board is going to be more helpful than stalling with Sigilif. I have everything I need. I can just play the board, so it doesn't really matter. He shows me that he plays Gold Potion here, which is a really, really odd choice for decks that run Sableye. Junk Hunting for Computer Search just seems so broken. I don't understand why he opted for Gold Potion. I guess you can Junk Hunt for that as well. I mean, anything, you know, you can Junk Hunt for either way, but I still think that Computer Search is better just because it really does help you set up faster, which is the most important part of this deck. So here I use, I think, my last catcher to catcher out his damaged Darkrai and just take my last 2 prizes with the Dragon Blast. So that's going to be the match. Definitely some sloppy play from me in the beginning, but I was able to pull through and play pretty well at the end, I think, and pull out a win. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Check out the links in the description, and as always, I will have more coming your way shortly. Thanks for watching, guys.